Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here. We are going to talk all about how your life improved after getting away from the narcissist. So number one, I think a lot of you can guess, my stress levels went down. And so when I say stress, I mean just that feeling of always being on edge and anxious and having this deep sense of worry. And just this fight or flight response in my nervous system that I never really recognized being there just diminished and actually went away. So I began to sleep better immediately. Like within a day or two of the narcissist leaving, my sleep was just like heaven. I would fall asleep really quickly, stay asleep through the night, and wake up feeling well rested and not anxious and just feeling really, really good. So if sleep is an issue and you're up worrying at night, it could be because of the toxic environment and energy floating around you. Number two, my hair was falling out in droves when I was with the narcissist. I didn't know if I was going to be bald by the end of the month or what it was. I could not make it stop. I took all sorts of supplements and I tried to keep my hair put away all the time just to make sure that I wasn't losing it, but yet it would just be falling out constantly and I couldn't get a handle on it no matter what. I changed shampoos, I tried different pillowcases and all sorts of things, and my hair was just falling out to where my comb would be full of hair at the end of just combing it out, and I would still be able to pull more out just sitting on the couch. I was really, really worried that I was going to be bald, and literally the day that the narcissist left, my hair stopped falling out. Of course, we all go through natural shedding and we lose a few hairs here and there throughout the day. They say on average you would lose about 40 hairs a day. And I can tell you, the minute the narcissist was out of my life, I didn't even lose 40 hairs anymore. I would lose 10 or around that number, but my hair has clearly started growing back thicker, and I actually could never grow my hair longer than my shoulder. And in the past couple of months, it's just on a growth spurt of all times. So that was a big difference for me, was my hair. It just improved. Right now I had it braided, so it's kind of frizzy when I pulled out the braids. I just did French braids, but the quality of my hair, the texture of my hair, the number of hairs that I have, I can see all these little baby sprouts coming up, and I just feel like my hair is finally getting thicker, finally feeling healthier and happier. The stress that we hold in our bodies goes into our hair, and if our bodies feel like they're in flight or fight response, it sends a lot of the nutrients to our core and to our organs just to survive. So your hair is something that will quickly be affected. And I can tell you that it began to recover right away. Number three, my digestive issues began to clear up. So I used to have a really hard time with constipation and just different things going on with my digestive system, lots of gas and all of that. And the doctors could never figure it out. And as soon as this narcissist was gone, I started to have all the right things happen in that department. So if you're having gastrointestinal issues, it could be from the stress of living in that toxic environment. Number four, so I have been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes about a year and a half after, or actually 2 years after I was with the narcissist, which is an autoimmune condition. And if you look into it, lots of people report autoimmune conditions happening to them when they live a life with a narcissist. So my autoimmune condition was type 1 diabetes, and I have to take insulin therapy and insulin every day, constantly throughout the day, to keep my blood sugars down and stay healthy. If you don't have insulin in your body and it's not functioning properly, it can actually cause death. So it's a very serious condition. Oh, the sun is coming out. It's beautiful. It's just causing this weird shadow on my face. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Sorry about that, but it's beautiful. So when I was in the relationship, I used to take tons of insulin and my blood sugar would stay elevated regardless. And getting out of the relationship, I was having all kinds of low blood sugar incidences. I needed to use far less insulin because cortisol, the stress hormone, actually can interfere with how insulin resistant or insulin sensitive your body is. So I began to use less insulin, and less insulin is good for everything. High insulin is damaging to your organs and to your body systems. So even if you're not diabetic, getting that stress out of your life and starting to heal and use less insulin that your body produces is better for your longevity and heart health and all the organs in your body. It's far better to have less insulin flowing through your body. So you may not recognize that for yourself because you're not monitoring your blood sugar and taking insulin, but I am telling you that your insulin usage will go down and you'll give your pancreas a bit of a break. Another one is blood pressure. So my blood pressure was slightly elevated, like nothing too crazy. I haven't been on any medication or anything like that, but it was definitely something that the doctors and I were watching. And having gotten away from the narcissist, my blood pressure has returned to normal. I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but that was a big one that I noticed as well. While I was with the narcissist, I had crazy brain fog. I couldn't make decisions on my own. I had a hard time answering questions on the spot, remembering where I put things. Just really, I felt like my brain was not functioning properly. And it was probably because my brain was split between these eggshells I was walking on, keeping the narcissist calm and trying not to cause any fights, and managing their anger and their outbursts and everything through my own behavior, that my brain was tied up with so many other tasks that I could not just focus. And so the brain fog has cleared up. I'm actually able to think clearly, make wonderful decisions, and really move forward in my life from that perspective as well. My energy has also returned. So when I was with the narcissist, I was so drained. Like I just kept getting more and more drained as the days and weeks went on. By the end of the day, I would be so exhausted that I would fall asleep on the couch. And of course, he would get angry with me for that. Falling asleep on the couch at 10 o'clock, he would say that I didn't want to spend time with him and that it wasn't fair and that he does all these things for me and I just fall asleep. But I literally had no energy to get through the day. And when I got to the end of the day, I was so exhausted that I would just have no time or stamina to stay awake and do recreational things or anything like that. But my energy has returned. Like when I look back on all the amount of things that I'm able to do in a day and still sit around and watch a TV show in the evening or write or read or do something else for myself, for my own self-care, I am blown away with the difference. Like if my energy was on a number scale, I would have been at a 2 before, and now I'm at like an 11. And the only change was getting this toxic, negative energy out of my life and starting fresh. So even though there are difficulties in getting away from the narcissist, there are challenges, financial, childcare, so many challenges. They are now on the outside of my brain, and there are things that I can write down and work on. Before I got away from the narcissist, the challenges were like internal. They were like me being the problem. I was always being beaten down and belittled and demeaned. And so I had all these struggles going on inside my body and all of the same struggles outside my body. Drop it down in the comment section below what your experience is since you got away from the narcissist. How much more energy do you have? Let other people know that on the other side of the abuse, there is a happy and healthy life for you. And while I'm on the topic, I would love it if you subscribe here and join the family. It would just mean so much to me. So we talked about all of my personal benefits, but the benefits don't just stop there. My dog has calmed down. My dog used to be erratic and he used to, like, if the door was open, he would run out the door. He would bite the narcissist's feet when he came home from work. He would steal his socks. He would be very aggressive and like just constantly like on edge, barking and all of that. And he has since calmed down slightly, but I actually noticed a difference. I don't have to worry if somebody opens the front door. He doesn't try and run out. He's not aggressive with socks and all of those things anymore. And actually his hair, my dog's hair, would be falling out constantly. Like, you would wear something black and you would be covered in white dog hair. There'd be dog hair on the stairs. There'd be dog hair in bundles under the couch. And I'd be like, why is this happening? I'm always cleaning and this dog is just like constantly shedding all this hair. And since the narcissist has left, there's no more dog hair on the stairs. Like, there's no more dog hair piled up under the couch. There's no more like being covered in dog hair because you are like cuddling the dog. The dog's hair actually stopped falling out. Explain that one. Like, even the dog had the toxic energy causing physiological symptoms. It's crazy. Another big one was being on time for things. I used to be chronically late for everything. I couldn't find my key. I would always be running late. And as soon as the narcissist left, I have been able to be on time for things. My children are able to get their socks and shoes on, and we're able to get out the door and be on time. I mean, it's taking a little bit of practice, but it's possible now, where before it was impossible. I could never find what I was looking for. I could never get the potluck meal ready on time. I could never get everyone out the door at the appointed time. Like, it just was impossible and it was exhausting. And now it's possible. It's more than possible. It's happening. And so I am so glad that that's the fact, because I treasure people that are on time and punctual and they care about not wasting other people's time. And I never wanted to be that person. And I felt so much shame and like, I felt like I was letting them down. I was letting myself down. It wasn't the person that I wanted to be. And yet I could not be on time. And now I'm able to be on time. And I just feel wonderful about that. And the last one that I'll share is decluttering my home. So I could never get a handle on the amount of things that we had in our house. And I would try so hard. And I just feel like I always kept shoving things in closets and baskets and hampers and just trying to keep the space looking organized. But when you have too much stuff, it's impossible to organize. But my brain was in such a fog that I could never make decisions. And if I made decisions, I would be belittled for them. I would be accused of wasting things. And so I just kept everything. I just felt like I didn't have permission. I didn't have a right to get rid of things. And my house just kept getting more and more cluttered and I couldn't make decisions. I couldn't move forward. And since the narcissist has left, it has been the easiest process. I'm actually able to look at something now and be like, I don't love this, and let it go. Whereas before I would look at it and I'd be like, well, he gave it to me. He really tried hard to get something that I would like. I don't love it. It's not my style, but I don't want to hurt his feelings, or I don't want him to get upset with me for wasting money because I bought it, even though it doesn't suit my preferences anymore. And I would just hold on to things. They would sit there unused, but I could never let them go. And letting the narcissist go, I can let go of all his stuff, all of the gifts that I never, that never suited me, that I know that he bought, but he knew that they didn't suit me. Like, he bought me this like neon pink sweater, and that's not my color, that's not my like space, and it didn't fit. And I couldn't even speak up for myself and be like, hey, like, thank you so much for this gift. It doesn't fit. It's not my color. Can we switch it for something else? I had to just keep it to avoid conflict, to avoid hurting his feelings or his ego or causing him to lash out. I just kept it. And so now I can give them to people that will appreciate those things and move into looking for things that actually represent me and have a wardrobe that I love and that speaks to who I am and can show the world who I am, as opposed to who that person wanted me to be. I hope all of this was really helpful, and I hope that if you're still in a narcissistic, abusive relationship, that it will just be that one piece of light at the end of the tunnel that causes you to reconsider how you're living your life. We all have one life to live, and we have to live it in a way that makes us happy and that brings light and joy to the rest of the world. If you're in a narcissistic, abusive relationship, you are not happy, and you're not able to then give the world the best of yourself. So I encourage you to see all of these lights at the end of the tunnel and use that to help guide you to your recovery and your healing journey. If you want help through coaching, one-on-one coaching, I am happy to offer that to you. See my email in the link down below and connect with me, and let's get you on that path of exiting abuse, healing, recovery, and then becoming the person that you were meant to be. I'm so happy that you stopped by. Again, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here as a part of the family, and I'll talk to you on the next one.